Hey everybody, my name is Lisa. I'm the Silver Stitcher. If you are new to my channel, thanks for coming to see me. If you are returning after my absence, thanks. I appreciate you coming back. I really do. Um, it's been a long time and got lots to tell you, but not today. Today's going to be short and sweet because I have a haircut appointment in about 45 minutes. So, what's been going on? What y'all been doing? Real life, people. Real life. Nothing new here. Let's see. Today I'm out in the sunroom. I hope this does not wash me out. I'm trying not to let it. And it's been so long I've forgotten where to look. So, here goes. I didn't plan to be away this long. Life happens. Y'all know it happens. It is what it is. So we might get into that at another time. But today I'm here to give you a little update on my stitching and yeah, just check in. I've got just a couple of whips to show you and some FOs. I don't have anything FFO'd because I just don't. And just a couple of things. So I'm just going to jump in with, what am I going to jump in with? Let's see. How about one of the first things I finished? Not first, but you know, fairly recent. You guys haven't seen it. So this is Stacy Nash Animal Crackers. And this is Monroe Mouse. Is he not one of the cutest things you've ever seen? I changed out the colors just a little bit. He does wear a red vest in hers, but I just changed the colors a little bit. I don't even remember what it was, but this fabric is Under the Sea, 40 count, properly primitive. I do know that. And I'm going to have to find somebody to finish him for me because y'all know I don't do that either. But he's precious. I love him. I love him. And I had to do Monroe because that's where I live. I live in Monroe. So there you go. I think he's just sweet. I have a couple more of hers to do. I want to do P-Roy, which is the slug, snail, slug, and Humphrey is the elephant. I have him as well, and they'll all go on the same fabric. So that's one. This one is probably the closest to being FFO'd. We'll see. This is from the Primitive Hare, and she's called Keeper of the Keys, the Keys Keeper, maybe. You can find her on her Etsy store under the Primitive Hare. Now she looks sort of unfinished here in the center where her skirt is, but my plan for that is to take a small piece of muslin and pin it to her for her apron. I didn't want to stitch in the apron. Then I'm going to just take a coffee mixture, maybe tea mixture, probably just coffee, and spray it on and just kind of antique the apron. That's the plan for her. And she's also in the chart holding some keys, thus the name. So I found these to use with her. And I'll I'll just attach 2 or 3 of the smaller ones down here and then give her a chain. I don't know what this fabric is. These are Gentle Arts for her skirt. I don't remember. But I know I changed her. I haven't done her buckles. They were charted in gold. They were charted in gold, and I plan to make them silver, so I need to add that. And her apron and her keys. So I really like these. I have a thing for old keys. I collect them wherever I can. And I don't know, they just kind of speak to me. This next one, I bought it as a kit at a little stitching get together one day, and I don't know what called me to it because I'm usually not really attracted to something like this, but I stitched that sucker up in like a month. It took me no time. This is Jeanette Douglas. I think it's Bouquets and Blossoms, but it's the second one. I think she has 3, although the second came out before the first. I don't know. But I also bought the floss pack that came with this, and it was a mixture of some different silks. And I'm going to get you in close, maybe. That blue, that Chester's blue, after the Ellen Chester, of course, was beautiful. It's the first time I'd ever worked with it, and I fell in love. So there's an extra border charted around here with some satin stitches, and I left that off. I have an idea of how I'm going to finish this, but I just haven't done it. So, and this is, I bought the fabric for this, and this is 40 count Legacy, I think. So, and then for my last finish, nobody's seen this in entirety yet. I'm not going to take this out of the plastic, but I'm going to show you the chart. Everybody knows this chart, I guess. I'm assuming now that's wrong, but pretty much everybody knows where Hawk Run Hollow is. And I know there's a lot of people stitching them. And I've seen a couple of this one finished and framed, but not any in person. And so this is what I stitched. This is Halloween, in case you couldn't tell. And I stitched it on 40 count doubloon, 1/2. And when you see mine, it's going to look a little different because I changed colors in almost every block. And I didn't bring anything to put behind this. I don't know. I haven't done this in so long, I forget. Maybe you can see that. Here we go. I haven't ironed it. I haven't thought much about a frame yet, although I know I want kind of like a classic frame. Now, a lot of these colors I changed, not drastically, except one block. Maybe 2. Maybe 2. This one I changed a good bit. I changed all the pumpkins because I wanted different color pumpkins. This is a mixture of whatever I had in my stash. I didn't buy anything for this except the fabric. And this block, I changed a lot as far as colors. I changed the colors of the witch's hair because me. And this is my person. If you guys don't know who my person is, she is 6. She's my granddaughter, and that's what we call each other because she's my person and I'm her person. And I changed the inside of the cauldron. Well, I changed everything about the cauldron as far as colors, but the inside of the cauldron I made purple, and I have purple steam. And I'm not gonna lie, I copied Emily C on that because she, I think, started on this block when she first started hers, and that's what she did. And I said, I think I need to do that. This block, I didn't think I was going to get through this sea forever. I changed all the colors of the water, and this is a mix. The top here and the very bottom here are Moselle silks, and the center part of the water here is House of Embroidery. I wanted it to look like it was moving. And I also did something I don't think any of the hawk runs have, except maybe Christmas, but I haven't looked at it to see, is I added beads to that necklace because treasure, right? And the little girl's my person, of course. So let's go down a little bit and see the bottom. Y'all, I'm so out of practice. This last block with the 3 friends took me what felt like forever and a day because it was the last block, but also these little guys are solidly stitched, y'all. That's pretty much full coverage. I did change Drac down here because his the inside of his cape, it was lined with a gray, and I thought, Drac needs a red satin lined cape. So yeah, he got one. The swamp had a really big, this gator, croc, whatever he is, creature, had a huge gaping mouth with really weird looking teeth. So I took that off and just added a couple more fish. That's pretty solidly stitched too. The train is probably, this block might be one of my favorites because I changed all the stonework. I just pulled what I had. Some are Moselle, some are Gentle Arts. And this block is totally full coverage. I used 2 shades of Overdye Gentle Arts to create the dirt. And I would do 1 strand until it was gone, and then just pick up the other color and do another strand until it was gone, and I just switched them back and forth like that. But that's my finish. I think it's great. I can't wait to get it framed and up on a wall. And you can't see it because of the glare, the light behind it. But there it is, and I'm super proud of it. So that's what I've been doing. This took me almost 2 years to the day. Of course, you know, I didn't work on it exclusively, but it was a lot of work. But I'm just proud that it didn't take me longer than 2 years. So there we go. Those floss tube nose. I don't get it. Okay, so this next project, we're going into whips now. I need to get this going. This is in a So Much to Love Christmas bag. I got this 2 years ago. And also have the accessory pouch, which is just cute as it can be. Love it. This is Rosewood Manor. This is, guess what it is? Winter. And this came kitted with, see my hand shaking, kitted with the floss. It's House of Embroidery floss. And I love this floss. Let me show you. 5 colors, people. 5 colors. That's beautiful. The called for is on 32 count. And it would fit into a 5x7 frame. I'm doing it on 40 count. It's that other part of that Legacy that I bought for the Jeanette Douglas. And I don't like too much having it done. The colors stitch up beautifully. And y'all check out this fabulous needle minder from McKenna. I haven't changed anything about this except the fabric and the count until I got right here. These are supposed to be filled in with the other colors, but I like that purple by itself as a standalone, and so that's how it's going to stay. But I think it's beautiful. And the basket is not finished yet because there are 2 rows of cluster blocks that go in there. So those will get added. But I think it's beautiful. And I love this fabric. So that's one WIP. I should be finished with it soon. I take this to work quite often because I've decided that I'm only taking things to work now that are self-contained. If it'll fit in a bag, it can go. If I have to take, I don't pull floss. I don't pull any from my master stash of DMC. I just use it straight out of the double-sided box, and then I replace it as needed. But I'm not taking that to work anymore. It's too much. It's too much to carry. It's just too much. So if it'll fit in one bag and floss, if it's an overdot, if it's whatever, maybe 1 or 2 DMC colors or something like that, and it'll fit in a bag, it can go. So I have a list of those. Yeah. I am not by any means hurting for things to work on. Now this WIP, I'm not going to take it out of the plastic either. I've been working on this for a while. And I think I have maybe a page and a half right at maybe 2 pages left. And there's, I think, 6 pages to this. This is in ink circles. Maybe the glare won't be too bad. And that's the name, because you know I cannot say that properly. This, it looks dark, but it's not. It's blue. I don't remember what the called for was, but I couldn't find a blue that I liked. And I've already done this is diamonds. I've already done the hearts, and I've already done the circles. And I have a plan for framing those together, displaying them. And so I couldn't find any blue fabric, any blue floss that I liked well enough. And so I dyed my own. This is rough looking. It's been smushed in that bag. Now, I took DMC and dyed it. I used 3 different colors, and this is really pretty. I was surprised. Anyway, not that you can see that much on here, but here we go. This is where I am, and I start on the left-hand side usually and work my way to the right. So this is over here. I've already done all this. So next time I take it off, I'll show you guys the progress. But needle minders, courtesy of Gina's, I believe. That's Sadness. She lives here not because I'm sad, but because that's my person. She says she's Sadness and I'm Joy because they're always together. So she wanted to live here. And then Coffee because coffee. Now that is from Stitching Button. That's from Vicky. I don't know if she has any more. You can check her Facebook and Instagram page, and she'll let you know. But I had to have that coffee pot with the skull because, yeah. So, that's that. And only one more whip to show you. I started this a couple weeks ago. If you've watched me before, you know that I love to stitch heights. I love full coverage. I like big pieces that take me 48 years that I'm never really probably going to finish. But I like working on them. So, if you guys know who the artist Leonid Afremov was, because sadly he passed away a few weeks ago, they contracted, the Haid Company, Heaven and Earth Designs, contracted with him, his company, to chart his paintings. And he has a very distinctive style, and you've seen them probably lots of places. This is what I chose. This is Bonded by the Rain. And I have several of his, 3 or 4 maybe. They're all painted in this style. But I was going to do Farewell to Anger. That, I know a lot of people are stitching that. There's going to be, if there's not already, a stitch along somewhere on Facebook. But there's a lot of anger in my life that I need to say goodbye to. But there's also a lot of good. And one of the good things for me in this past year has been my relationship with my husband. He's been a rock, and he's been right there. And for some reason, I can't run him off. And I'm not trying to, but we've been bonded by a lot of rain, and it means a lot. And so I started, like I said, I like to start in the top left corner. Usually what I'll do is I will work my way all the way down a piece, which this is a long piece. This is 350 by 640, which on 25 count fabric is 14 wide by 25 and a half tall. So that's a pretty good size. So I started up here, like I said, and normally when I work on a Haid, I will work in 10 by 10 blocks in rows, and I will snake it. I'll start on the left side of the piece, but on the right side of the row, and work all the way over, drop down a row, work all the way back, and snake it back and forth like that. And I park and I fill in the rows. Well, for this one, I started doing that. First, let me show you. I'm going to show you how I do this. It's just what I'm developing, and it's working for me, but I'll show you the fabric first. I don't normally do a full coverage on a hand-dyed piece, but I have this in my stash, and this has got so much dark colors in it, so many dark colors in it, that I didn't want to do it on a light colored piece of fabric. So it was already like a peach coral color. I just threw it in the dye. I think some gray and some tan maybe. And that looks like a voodoo doll. I'm always seeing things. Seeing faces and things. Anyway, okay, so I didn't want it on light. And yeah, I'm going to show you the chart. It is what it is. If you guys can stitch from this distance, good luck. So, here's my start. I started here. I've never stitched diagonally before. I watched some tutorials on it. Brian at Blitz Stitch has a really good one. But I decided I didn't want to stop at the page break, which is about here, I think, somewhere. So I'll piece my pages together. They're just on here with the needle minders. And when I finished the section, the row, I've never done this before either. Cut that sucker off. I'm getting rid of things I don't need. This is one of them. But the colors, oh my God, are so rich. And most of that is not black. Most of that is that dark blue 939. But look at those greens and reds. Y'all, that's amazing. His sense of color was outstanding. So I'm still working, snaking back and forth row to row, but now I'm just doing it diagonally. So right now I'm up here and I'll come down this row. And you can see I've partitioned my rows off, marked my rows off on the chart. And I work within this section and then I come back down that way. So that's what I've been working on today anyway. We'll see how long I'm fascinated with it, because when I'm not, then it'll go live in a bag too. But hopefully it won't get that way and I can finish. I'm not really bringing out any haul today. I'm trying to kind of watch the time and I need to go. But of course I've bought things in the last almost year. But what I'm going to show you now was a gift from the sweetest person I know. My friend Caroline, she loves me. And I love her, and it's a beautiful thing. But she saw this. I had not even seen this chart until we were at one of our get-togethers for a Hawk Run Hollow group that she hosts. And I saw it online, and she looks across the table at me and said, "Have you bought that?" I said, "No, but I'm about to." Well, don't. This is so me, and she knew it. And it is amazing. This is the Blue Flower Night Walk Down. Isn't that gorgeous? I mean, I would have had to have purchased it sitting there at that table had she not told me that. Night Walk Down the Sky with the moon in her hand. That's me. But not only did she buy me this, she kitted it up for me. This is 36 count porcelain. Look at this goodness. I cannot wait to start this, but it might be a New Year's start. I don't know. I might start it tonight. I don't know. So that's really all I have today. I'm sitting here looking at boxes full of Halloween decorations that I have not had time to put out. This is a crazy, crazy month at work. People are trying to take vacation before we can't, before the holidays hit. And there's so much overtime, so much on call, so many on call days that we have to take. And normally it's not that bad because we're more fully staffed, although we are about to hire 2 new people, like next week. One of them starts, and starting Saturday, between my regular work days, my on-call days, and my overtime already scheduled, I have the potential to work 13 days straight. That doesn't, I mean, it's a lot. It's a lot to anybody, but when it's those 12-hour shifts, that's tiring. So I'm sitting here wondering when I'm going to get all this house decorated. It'll happen. It always happens. Halloween's my favorite. I keep Halloween things out all year. Some things I don't, but a lot of things I do, because Halloween 24/7, right? So that's what I have today. I hope everybody is well. I hope you are enjoying your stitching, your knitting, your crocheting, your crafting. I hope you're doing what you want to do, because life is too short not to. So I'll try to come back and see y'all soon. Thanks for dropping by. Love you guys. Bye.